What is going on, you guys? AK40 Kevin here in the gamer heaven. It's no surprise that I absolutely love my Razer Nari Ultimates, and I do believe that they are the best gaming headphones out there. And while these sound pretty good out of the box, there are some settings that do need a good tweak in, both what you hear and what people hear out of you when you're using either Nari standards or the Ultimates. I'm going to walk you guys through my personal settings that I've been using for 2.5 years, and I have been tweaking them monthly to where now I have them fine-tuned to where I can hear absolutely everything in the environment. I have great situational awareness, perfect stereo spread to where I can pinpoint enemies, and now that I'm getting back into streaming, I have perfect chat and game volume balance, as well as if my mic goes down for any reason, I have my built-in microphone set up perfectly. Let's check my settings out. Alrighty guys, so I'm going to bring you over here to my screen. I'm going to walk you guys through the Razer Synapse 3 application, how to get all of your audio input settings, input and output settings, all optimized, your equalizer, all that other good stuff. And then we're going to move over into Discord and then also Streamlabs OBS to get you guys all set up if you are going to be streaming. So I'll see you guys over here. And we are over here on my PC now, as you can see. Sharing my screen because I'll share just about anything with you guys. So as you see, I might have a slight affinity for Razer. I have a handful of their products, but we're worried about the Razer Nari Ultimates over here. So first tab over here, you have sound. Now this is obviously to test your different sound profiles. So you have stereo and surround sound. Now this is just a test here. This isn't going to actually affect any of your in-game settings. Here's a little overview of your headphones. I mean, this is just very basic stuff. It shows you your volume dials on one side and you have your chat and game balance on the other. If you come over here to mixer, as you see, I have all of the applications and games that support surround sound set to surround. However, I would check in a game's options to see if they even offer surround, because if they don't, if you try and pump in surround sound into a game that does not offer, 5.1 or 7.1 simulated surround, whether you're using headphones that have Windows Sonic or THX Spatial or any other variation, Dolby Atmos, or any kind of virtual surround sound that are offered in headphones, if you try and pump that in artificially, it's going to mess you up and it's actually going to create a very distorted and confusing audio blend where you're going to be getting footsteps there and they're actually over there and you're going to be all messed up. Now over here in the enhancement tab, I would leave bass boost off. This kind of creates a simulated artificial bass, and the natural bass response in these headphones is very, very good. I have a background in music production. I used to produce instrumentals, and for somebody that used $300, $400, $500 studio monitor headphones for years, these are actually really impressive for a gaming headset that's not really meant to be very audio accurate, I guess you could say. But I would leave bass boost off because from what I've seen, it actually creates kind of a fake artificial bass. It's not going to help you out at all. Sound normalization, what this is going to do is this is going to take the very quiet noises and the very loud noises, so like, whispers and dialogue and then gunshots, and basically make them equalized. Now, I don't like this because to me it takes away from some of the immersion of a game. I want gunshots and explosions to be kind of loud and jarring because that adds to a layer of immersion. Now, if you're trying to use this to boost up footsteps and stuff like that, I'm actually going to show you a better way to do that, where you're literally going to target the frequencies that are used in games like Warzone to boost up footsteps. So I would leave normalization off personally. You can mess with it. I've spent hours and hours and hours messing around with this application trying to get these headphones dialed in. So just take my word for it that these are the best settings. They turned off because I'm not using them. Let's turn these bad boys back on. All right, so voice clarity, again, I have messed around with this and I leave this off as well. So this says it's not for in-game, it's for communication applications. So for example, Discord or Xbox chat or PlayStation chat or something like that, which you can actually use those from the PC. I have the Xbox application, and PSN also has an application for Windows 10 that allows you to chat with your buddies in the PlayStation or PSN interface, which is pretty cool if you have your friends list over there and you obviously want to play crossplay with your console buddies. As you know, I would say probably the majority of my friends are on console. So yeah. Haptic intensity, you're not going to see this if you're on the Nari standards or the Krakens from Razer. If you do have the Ultimates, which I highly recommend you do, it has that haptic feedback in here, which basically has vibration motors in there. They are very intense, so I leave them down at about 40, sometimes even 30. If I'm playing like Battlefield 1, where there's, tanks driving by with their caterpillar attacks, digging up the tarmac and whatnot, they do vibrate a lot. For like Warzone, Escape from Tarkov, Call of Duty Cold War, stuff like that, Fortnite, 40% is just fine. You can turn them off completely. If you turn off haptic intensity and the RGB lighting, that will increase your battery life by like 25%. But I like to leave this on because, again, I mentioned immersion earlier. Something about having your skull rattle when a gunshot or explosion goes off, it adds to a layer of immersion. And I am all about being immersed in my games and, you know, putting me into that situation. It actually helps me be a better first-person shooter. So I feel like, okay, kill or be killed, you know, I'm going to be a good shooter. So moving over here, equalizer. I have messed around with this extensively. I will say game and movie both sound incredibly good. However, we're going to go over here to custom and we're going to set up a custom profile. So you want your bass slightly boosted. So I would say the very lowest frequency, I would have that up about 2. This one about 3 or 4. We'll leave it on 3. This one, same thing, 3 or 2. And then this is where it gets kind of important, guys. So if you're playing Warzone or the new Cold War, footsteps are in this range right here, 250 to 500 hertz. So if you boost this up to about 4, you are going to hear footsteps crisp and clear as day. However, they're not going to be super loud to where it's like very fake and takes you out of the immersion. It's not like footsteps are going to be louder than gunshots or anything, but this does kind of crisp and clear it up. So you are going to be able to hear footsteps very good. Same thing with Escape from Tarkov. It seems like footsteps are generally in this range here. Now right here, these can be at a 3 or a 2. Mids can get kind of muddy and stuff like that, and they sound even worse if you try and amplify them. So I just leave these around, you know, 2, maybe even 1, but 2's fine. Now this is getting into the mid to high range here, 4 kilohertz. I would leave this at 0 or 1. We'll just leave this at 0, and then the highs. So I would put this at about 2 or 3, and this one at about 3 or 4. So we'll put that right there. Now, if you press this button here, it will default you. Now, for your mic settings, as you see, it was blacked out there. That's because I had it muted right here. Now, if you switch it on the application, you'll see this red light went off on my headphones. I don't know if you can actually see that, but when I click this on or off, it's muting and unmuting my headphones. So you can actually do that from the headphones themselves, obviously. Bam, bam, bam. Now, obviously, I just use my condenser mic here. However, if this were to come unplugged or break or something like that, I have these set up pretty well to where I can continue my stream or even just chatting with my friends in Discord through these bad boys, and they sound pretty good. I have streamed games directly from the PlayStation 4, Ghost of Tsushima, Last of Us 2, onto Twitch, and I had no complaints over my audio quality whatsoever. So I'd leave your mic volume at about 75, at least for my voice when I'm talking normally. That seems perfect. Sensitivity, unless you're a mouth breather, 50 is fine. If you do breathe heavily into the mic, I'm not judging you. Or if you are a pretty loud guy or you have a deep booming voice, I would maybe lower this down to about 30 or so. Or if you're very soft-spoken or you have a tendency to pull out your boom arm and then have it kind of far away from your mouth, it's actually good to bend it in towards to where it's about an inch, literally 1 to 1.5 inches away from your mouth, and it sounds quite natural like that. You can also hit mic preview right here and start talking into your mic with your headphones on. You will monitor them through here and you'll be able to hear yourself back and figure out if you sound good or not. And that's right here. This is called side tone. And again, it's not going to be reverbing or echoing into Discord. This is just to yourself so you can monitor yourself. Now, when I'm actually streaming or gaming, I do not want to hear my voice. I leave this off. All these enhancements right here, this is kind of voice dependent on you, but for my voice, I have a pretty, I would say, average voice. It's probably a little bit on the higher frequency for a male, but I don't sound like a 14-year-old either. So I leave all these off. Normalization is going to make it to where if you are raging, yelling, and then you're quiet, whispering, it'll kind of even that out. But honestly, I just leave that off. Ambient noise reduction. This will take something like, for example, my PC fan, or, if I have a ceiling fan on or something like that. You have somebody in your house moaning in the background or something. Hopefully it's happy moans, not dying moans. You can turn ambient noise reduction. Voice clarity. This one I really don't like. It basically pumps in artificial mid equalizer frequencies to try and boost your voice up a little bit. I leave those off. So lighting with the Razer Nari standards and ultimates, the RGB lighting is not very bright. And I usually actually turn mine completely off. I have it on right now just for the sake of the video and whatnot, but I generally leave my RGB lights completely off. It is cool that this does coordinate with all of my other Razer devices, so they're all doing the same flowing pattern, or you can even set up, real custom stuff in Studio, and have all your devices doing some crazy pattern if you want. I'm going to have a separate tutorial actually on how to set up custom lighting effects. but that is coming another day. So generally I would leave this off. Like I said, if you turn haptic feedback, if you turn the haptic vibration and the RGB off, you're going to save a metric shit ton of battery life, which is good because these have decent battery life, but they're not great. The standards are pretty good, but the ultimates, because of those haptic feedback motors, which you're going to want to have on because they're amazing, the battery life isn't great, especially because I've owned these for over 2 years and I have used them a lot. So the battery life is going to deteriorate over time. Razer, if you want to send me out a fresh pair, that would be great. Now, power over here. I would highly recommend leaving this on and turning it down to the lowest setting, which is 15 minutes of inactivity. These will switch off. So you saw them turn off earlier because they hadn't had any audio pump through them. I like that a lot. And then as you see, you have your battery life right here. We're not done yet though. If you go down here to the bottom right click, go to Open Sound Settings. You're going to see my headphones pop up. These are my external speakers, but these are my headphones right here. You see you have two of them. You have game and chat. Now this is just your chat audio and just your game audio, which are controlled by that slider wheel on there. So if you have it right in the middle, you're getting a 50-50 blend. So what you want to leave in Windows would be your game, because this is going to be all your Windows sounds. So YouTube, Netflix, Windows noises, your games, obviously. And you're still gonna hear your chat audio through here, even if you have this set to game. So I would leave this at 100 because you turn this up to 100 and then you just control your game volume with the scroll wheel on there, which is great. You don't have to mess around with adjusting your settings on your PC or anything. You literally can just reach up to your ear real quick and turn yourself up or down, which is cool. Input, as you see, I have my microphone right here, but you can select chat right here, and this is going to select your boom arm. Now we're going to go to device properties right here for the headphones, and then you're going to go to spatial audio, spatial sound, leave this off. Remember, we're using that Dolby Atmos that is available through Razer. Do not try and use two different virtual surround sounds. So Windows Sonic, this is just Windows version of surround sound, but we already have a better version with the Dolby Atmos by Razer. So just leave that off. Obviously you want full volume coming out of both headphones. Go to additional device properties over here. If for some reason your headphones aren't working, just make sure they're enabled right here. Again, you want your Windows at 100 because you're going to adjust it from your headphones. Now right here, by default, this should be at maximum, but I have seen people show me that theirs were down here at CD quality. You want the highest possible quality, 4800 hertz DVD quality. And then you also want to have both of these boxes checked right here. Again, make sure spatial sound is off and you're good to go there. All right, let's pop open Discord real quick. This is the window you're going to get bounced into in Discord. Go to that cog icon to open your settings, go to voice and video. And as you see, my input is going to be my chat and my output is also going to be my chat, because this is specifically for my buddies talking to me in Discord. And again, when you use this scroll wheel and you go towards chat now, that is going to be amplifying the sound from your chat. All right, last but certainly not least, we are in Streamlabs OBS here. We can go ahead and hide my side cam now. That is a good angle for me, but anyway. So this is Streamlabs OBS. Let's go ahead and move myself just a little bit. And as you see over here, as I'm talking, this is my Yeti microphone. Excuse me. But if I start monitoring out of my boom arm here, this would be another audio source here. And you can adjust your... But again, I would leave that, I would tweak with this a little bit, but Streamlabs recommends that you're in the yellow here. You're going to get the best audio quality. Green's a little quiet. Red, you're peaking. That's not good either. And then you can add filters on here as well, which is pretty cool. I can't do it right now because I am actually screen recording. But if I wasn't, you can add filters on there like compressor, equalizer, stuff like that to fine-tune your voice even further out of your boom arm there. Now, this is specifically my chat audio. So if you are streaming to Twitch or Facebook Gaming via Streamlabs OBS like this, you're going to want this separate bar here. Now, what this is going to allow is for you to hear your teammates in Discord at a certain volume and then have your viewership watching you hear your chat as well, the pithy dialogue and funny banter between you and your buddies so they can hear them too. Or if your buddies are quieter than you can boost them up. I usually leave my friend's volume at about 80%, my game volume at about 50%, and then my voice at 100%. You want your voice to take precedence and be the predominant source of, focus in your stream. But they're still going to hear your friends clear as day at 80%. And when they start talking out of Discord, which we have plugged to our chat audio, like I showed you in Discord, that's going to be right here in this yellow range. Obviously, if it's peaking, turn it down. If it's in the green down here, Get it up. You want them right there in the yellow, just like you. Like I said, what that's going to allow you to do is you can use the scroll wheel on here to adjust your video game audio as well as your buddies in Discord, so you get that perfect blend. You can hear what your teammates are saying, but they're not overpowering footsteps and stuff like that. And then your chat is hearing the exact output that you want them to hear. So if your friends start saying some off-the-wall crazy shit, you can just quickly mute them like this, and you know, they're muted, so you can still hear what they're saying in your headphones, but your chat cannot. That's pretty much it, guys. I think I covered just about everything. I know there's a lot that goes into this because it is quite in-depth, but now if you guys have Razer either Nari Ultimates or the Nari Standards, you guys are going to be absolutely set up and good to go. If you guys have any questions about how to set up your Razer Naris, please drop it in the comment section below, and I will get back to you guys as soon as humanly possible. I do answer my comments pretty much daily, unless I get swamped with work or schoolwork. All right, guys. See you in the next video. Peace. Oh, finger guns.